Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life, and today I am starting the week 47 reading vlog. This is the full week of the Gilmoreathon, or the Gilmore Girls Readathon. It started yesterday, Sunday the 15th, and goes until this Sunday the 22nd. And I am planning to do the bingo board. I've got a spread in my planner that looks like this. That's the bingo board there, or the alternate. I guess the bingo board is the alternate. Or you can do the list of reading prompts there. I don't think any of them line up, but my plan of attack is I didn't pick a TBR for this week. I had two books roll over from last week into this week. So basically, I'm going to finish those books and see how many of the prompts they fit for each of them. And just kind of go from there. So just a quick overview of the bingo board. Maybe I'll insert here. Let me scoot over and I'll insert an image so that you can see what I'm looking at. So along the top row is a book that features a love triangle. Character is an only child. Book set in a private school. On the Rory Gilmore reading list. You can just Google that and there's a whole bunch of lists that people have compiled of books mentioned by Rory throughout the show. Character travels or stays in a hotel. Second row is multiple POV. Flowers on the cover. Character comes from a wealthy family. No mention of cell phones. Brown or red book cover. The third or middle row is character does something reckless or dangerous. Title begins with G. Then you've got the free space in the middle. Character is close to their mom, and a contemporary fiction. Fourth row is mainly female cast of characters. Then we've got character bakes or cooks. A 5-star read, a book set in New England, a character that plays an instrument, and then the last row there is character drinks coffee. Published between 2000 and 2007. I think that's when Gilmore Girls originally aired on TV. Then we've got Snow as mentioned, less than 250 pages, and author's debut. And then for the regular list, this one has a mix of reading prompts as well as just kind of fun prompts. So this one is read a book set in a small town. Read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. So that's kind of on there, on the bingo board. Read a book set during the fall or winter. Read a book with a complicated love interest. Read a book by an Asian author or has Asian representation. Bake a fall treat and watch your favorite episode, and read the next book in a series you haven't finished. So we'll see how I do with my reading for this week. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle has been going all right. I am halfway through now, it looks like, and I'm really enjoying it. Still don't have any predictions as to what's going on, but I am really intrigued by this. I should hopefully have it finished by probably not by tomorrow. I've got about 9 hours left. So we'll see what happens in the last section of it, though. I'm really intrigued to find out what's going to happen. And then for Vasa in the Night, I read more of it last night, and I really enjoy the story as I'm reading it. I just put it down, and other things tend to take up my time, but I'm into page 83 now, out of just under 300. Yeah, so it should be a quick read, but it's not. This story is just really weird, and I kind of really like it. Like, you've got this store called Be Wise, which stands for Babs Yag, who is the owner, who beheads patrons who come into the store. And the house is on not the house, the store is on chicken legs. and it like dances around, and you have to sing a jingle for it to come down to pavement level so that you can enter. And it's just really, really weird. So I'm really curious to see what goes on in this. You've got a nesting doll that has a personality, and she's constantly hungry, and Vasa has to keep her a secret because that was basically her mom's dying wish was, or like request, is that she told nobody ever about the doll, whose name is, what is her name? Erg. So really interested in seeing where this goes. I just need to actually pick it up. I kind of have a theme going on with the black and reds there, which is kind of fun. So that's my reading plans as of right now. I was kind of looking through the list, and I think there's quite a few of these spots that both books could work for. And I was kind of trying to remember where the spots were to see if I should maybe try following a specific path to get a bingo. But I'm not quite there. So I think once I finish those two books and get things checked off, then I'll know better of where I'll be. I'm thinking there's characters in a wealthy family in Evelyn Hardcastle, and there's no cell phones. It does have red on the cover. There's no brown. So that's 3 of the second row. So I would just need something with flowers and multiple POVs, which this kind of could be a stretch for multiple POVs. You've got one person who's waking up in different people's bodies every day for 8 days. So it's kind of a different POV because he's living life and seeing things through that person's point. I don't know. That could be a bit of a stretch, but it might work. But neither of those have flowers on the cover. So we'll see what I end up doing. I'll obviously keep you all posted as we go. But I am just taking a quick break, and I'm going to get back to work. And when I have an update, I will let you know. I have to make this update pretty quick because my battery is about to die, and I have another meeting here in about 14 minutes. But last night I finished listening to the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4-star rating. It had even more of a twist than you kind of expect going into it, and it has a twist pretty similar to a book I read in October. I won't say which book it was, just in case you have read or know that story. I don't want to spoil anything, but I thought this was a lot of fun. I had some ideas that I kind of like threw out. I was like, oh, maybe this is going on, or maybe this person is this person. But I never, like, they were never really like concrete ideas, and I was never like, I didn't stick to my guns or anything. I just wanted to enjoy the story for the story. I didn't go in like wanting to figure out who the killer was or what the mystery was. But some of my kind of passing thoughts were right, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, really enjoyed this book. I thought it was written very well. The characters are really intriguing. The people that Aiden has to go into as his hosts for the day. The timeline, once you got used to it, it wasn't that confusing to figure out what was going on. There were a lot of characters, but they were fairly easy to understand because it wasn't like you would get one character when he was in one person's body and then that character never show up again. You kind of, I mean, he's reliving the same day 8 different times in 8 different bodies, and he does keep his memories as he's doing that. It's just the initial day he woke up, he doesn't have his memories of the past. So it's kind of interesting for him to piece together from different perspectives what's going on each day, and like where this person was, and making sure that some things change throughout the day to try and solve the murder, but also keeping very key elements the same. That way, like things kind of play out how they're supposed to. So I really enjoyed that. I know Stuart Turton just came out with another book. It's The Devil in the Dark Water or something like that. So I am really interested to give him another try, but for his debut, I thought that was really good. As far as the Gilmore Girls readathon goes, that marked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 prompts for me, including the free space on the bingo board, and 1 prompt, but I think 2. I can't, it was rainy and cold, which to me screams fall and winter, but I don't know if it was actually fall and winter. So it might be 2 prompts for the prompt list of the Gilmore Girls readathon, but I'm going to show you. Hopefully you can see. Yeah, you can see. The X's are what I have left. So I've got a diagonal that I only need 2 left, and then the second row I only have 2 left. And then just the top one here for the Gilmore Girls readathon. So overall going pretty well. I do need another audiobook now though, and I don't really have anything planned or lined up. This month is kind of a free month for me. But I am doing the year-long Harry Potter and the Order of the Planners, Flourish and Blot's Facebook group reading challenge, which is the Wizarding World Tour. So you visit 8 different wizarding schools, and each of the 8 schools has 7 different prompts. I've got 2 prompts left, one for Beauxbaton, which is to read a book set during Christmas, which I'll finish next month, and then the Koldostovis. I never know how to pronounce that one, but that's the Russian one, and the last prompt I need is to read a book written by a Russian author. So I have Ward Number 6 and Other Stories by Anton Chekhov on my bookshelves, but I need an audiobook. So I was going through my Audible and saw that I have Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. So I am going to listen to Lolita because I've never read it before, and I would rather listen to another book right now. I don't want to have to find Ward Number 6, and I feel like I've been neglecting my Audible a little bit, so I'd like to check off another book off of that list if I can, so I'm going to listen to Lolita. Other than that, I haven't been reading any of Vasa and the Night, surprise, but tonight I do plan to read it. So I'll have Vasa and the Night going as my physical book, and then Lolita going as my audiobook. And then we'll just kind of see how many more prompts I can mark off from there. I need, in order to finish or get a bingo, I need to read a book with flowers on the cover, which Vasa and the Night does not, and my copy of Lolita does not, and a book with multiple points of view, which I almost thought of using Evelyn Hardcastle for, because even though we follow one person, he's in 8 different bodies, and we get to see them from each different person's point of view, but he's still like conscious and stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to. If I do the diagonal, I need a character to bake or cook or drink coffee. So we'll see what I'm able to get done. And I'll obviously keep you posted. But I'm gonna go now so that I have a couple minutes before my meeting to prepare, and I'll check in when I have another update. What are you two doing? Is that the best vantage point for Dad in the kitchen? Good thinking. I just want to quickly apologize if you can hear my washer going. It's because it's across the hallway from me, and I've got the mudroom door closed, but I don't have my office door closed, so it might be a little noisy. I can never remember if you can hear it or not in the background, but just washing our bed sheets, so that we have nice cozy flannels and a fresh made bed to crawl into tonight, which is always nice. It's been, I think, a couple days since I checked in last. We had my friend Bailey over yesterday because it was her birthday on Tuesday, and it's been a while since I've seen her. So we invited her over. Skylar made homemade lasagna, and we had cinnamon rolls and ice cream for dinner, and not dinner, dessert. And it was really nice to just see her and hang out and catch up and chat about the books we've been reading. She has been going down the kind of chick lit rabbit hole, reading a lot of Christina Lauren. I know she's reading In a Holidays right now, and just kind of chatting about books and things like that. I got a very random package yesterday, and it was addressed to me. And last year we kind of had, Skylar's parents ordered a lot off of our wish list on Amazon because they live in California. So it was just easier that way. And if they would order a gift from me, they would send it to my attention. But then I wouldn't know if I was able to open the package because I wouldn't know if it was like a Christmas gift for me from them or if it was something I had ordered, for Skylar or Maddie or my parents or my brother or what have you. So I asked them this year if they would please, if any Christmas gift for me, they would send to Skylar's attention, and any Christmas gift for Skylar, they would send to my attention. That way we could open the packages addressed to us. So I know I had told them that, and I know they remembered, but I knew the package was a book because I could just feel it, and I knew that I hadn't ordered a book. So I was like, I don't know, maybe Sky's mom accidentally forgot and she sent it to me. Because the only people that have my book wish list are Sky's parents, Eric at the channel Break Even Books, and then a small group from the Books and Planners book club. We did a rack group that we shared our Amazon wish lists with, in case people had extra they could give that month for like people's birthdays or random acts of kindness. That's what RAC stands for. So I was scratching my head because there was a gift note and it said from Brittany Hay, and I was like, I have no idea who Brittany Hay is. And then I started to feel really bad. I was like, man, what if it's somebody I do know and I'm just not piecing it together? So I asked Darshelle, who runs the Books and Planners book club, if she knew of a Brittany Hay in the group, and she said no. And so I was like, well, maybe Eric knows. And so I messaged Eric on Twitter, and he's like, oh yeah, I won a giveaway, and I decided to get a book for you from that. And so the book's actually for me. And so the book that Eric gifted me was Well Played by Jen DeLuca. For my birthday, he got me Well Met, and I read it in September, maybe, and really enjoyed it. So it was just super sweet of Eric to get me a book. And there is a way that I can, through Amazon, tell Brittany thank you. So I'm gonna definitely let her know thank you, but I let Eric know already that he's just an absolute sweetheart, and I really appreciate that. So I thought it was such a mystery, and I was racking my brain, and I was starting to feel so bad because I didn't know who this person was that sent me a book, and super confused by how they would have gotten my Amazon wishlist link. And then find out it's from Eric. So he's just the sweetest and one of my absolute best reading booktube friends for sure. But I am right now, I just finished listening to Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, and I can't say I enjoyed that book because of the content of it. It is a book about a man who has sexual interest in young girls, basically. I mean, that's what it is. And it's his story The writing style is really interesting, just the way that he's writing it. It's almost written as like letters to Lolita, but also he talks to the reader a lot during it. And he knows that his feelings and his actions are not okay, but he still pursues them. So it's a really gross book, but it's a classic, and it's one that I bought from Amazon and figured I'd listen to it. At the beginning, I was going to DNF it because the subject content is just gross, but I don't think I can return it. And I don't know, I don't want to have like books on my shelves that I haven't read, even though this is a digital shelf essentially. So I just continued to listen to it, and I think it's a classic of some sort, or it's got some literary merit. I don't really know. I'm familiar with the title, obviously enough to have wanted to buy it in the first place. So there's that finished. I have no idea what I'm going to rate it yet. Probably somewhere between a 2 and a 3, just because I know the plot is going to, and like the characters are going to bring it down a lot, but the writing style and the intrigue and enjoyment, like I didn't really enjoy my listening experience. So we'll see. It's probably going to be somewhere around a 2 though. I'm surprised, but also not surprised. It's got a 3.8 something on Goodreads. I don't know how many people have rated it, but I don't know. It's got kind of a high-ish rating, or is that more average? I don't really know what's good on a Goodreads rating or not. But right now, I am going to kind of sort out all my readathons for December. This is going to throw off the balance horribly, so I'm only going to put it up for a little bit. But I've got the books, well, the prompts listed out for my month-long readathons happening in December. There's 3 of them. And I put in books that I own that I want to read. I've got my Reindeer Readathon prompt, my Reindeer Readathon TBR complete. From those books, I have my Create Your Own Holiday Adventure TBR complete, and the other month-long one is Cloak and Dagger Christmas, which I've got 2 of 9, I think there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10. I think it's 9. Used. So, I've got my books here. And there are 4 other readathons I'm planning to participate throughout the month. So I'm trying to figure out kind of my reading order, I guess, is what I'm saying, and what how many of the books I'm already planning to read will overlap for these other readathons, and how I can strategically go about this, because I couldn't read like, I don't know how many books I would need to read then to finish these readathons. I think I might do a TBR video, but I'm not 100% sure. So just really quickly, I'm doing the 'Tis the Season-a-thon Bingo Board, which runs from November 30th to December 6th. I'm doing the Oh What Fun Readathon, which runs from December 12th through the 23rd. I'm doing the Yule Ball Readathon, which is hosted in the Harry Potter and the Order of the Planners Flourish and Blots Facebook group, which runs from the 21st through the 31st, so that overlaps 2 days of Oh What Fun. And then I'm also doing the New Year New Books Readathon, which goes from the 28th of December to the 3rd of January, so that overlaps 28 to 9, 30, 31, 4 days of the Yule Ball Readathon. And then, obviously, the Reindeer Readathon and Cloak and Dagger Christmas and Create Your Own Holiday Adventure overlap all of them. I am so sorry. I'm just really yawny right now. So, the figuring out of this is going to take a bit of time, but I've got stacks of books. Here, let me move you really quickly. All right, the stack in the back there is everything I'm gonna read for Reindeer Readathon -1 Kindle book, and it also works for my Create Your Own Holiday Adventure prompts. And then this stack in the front here are books that I would like to get to but don't have to. The Gift of the Magi is a Christmas book to me. This is the Fireside Book of Dog Stories, which I could read throughout winter. The Dollmaker of Krakow, I could wait until January. I would like to read The Charms in the Cricket on the Hearth during December because they are part of Charles Dickens' Christmas trilogy. I've already read A Christmas Carol. And then I would like to read some stories in the first volume of Sherlock Holmes, this bind up from Barnes & Noble, because that'll work for Cloak and Dagger Christmas, but I don't know what I'll be able to fit in. So I'm going to have to do a bit of finessing. At least I've got, 10 days before the start of the next month, so that I can sort through these. But that's probably going to be my kind of evening activities while we watch movies and stuff, is sorting this out. So I've got just about a half hour left of work, so I'm going to get back to it. And we'll check in with you. I need to pick a new audiobook now, so once I figure out what that's going to be, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah. I hear you a lot as a kid. Oh, and I put, I forgot. Light up? What? No, it doesn't light up. It's just in the daylight. I forgot her name, but I put her right here. Sandy, man. Yeah, Sandy. I've had her for over 4 years, okay? I've had her a long time. You got it from Toys R Us? Yeah. Which doesn't exist anymore. Oh, we got 2 bodyguards for my room.
The dinosaurs?
Yeah, I got 2 bodyguards. I figured my book would be perfect right there. Right.
She's gonna attack it.
She's like, it's gonna hit me.
It's getting too hot. Oh!
We're okay.
So this whole vlog is pretty much filmed in one location, which I apologize for, but I just do most of my updates from my desk, and that's just how it is. So I do have some reading updates for you. On Friday, I had said that when I picked an audiobook, I would let you know, which I clearly never did. I picked up A Christmas Date by, who is it by? A Christmas Date by Camilla Eiley. And it was on Scribd. It was only 4 hours and 58 minutes or so, so I started and finished it on Friday. I thought it was really cute. It's about this, I think she's 29 or 30, which is kind of neat to read a character that is my age, but she lives in New York, from a small town in Connecticut, I think. Yeah. And she works in marketing and kind of production for commercials and things like that. And she is in love with this guy who is dating her sister. And at the start of the story, she has to go out to lunch with her sister and this guy Paul. And there she finds out that they're engaged. And so she just is regretting going home for Christmas because she doesn't want to be asked, why don't you have a boyfriend? Why don't you have a ring on your finger? What's your next steps? Blah, 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 blah. And not only that, she's kind of heartbroken because her sister's with the man that she's in love with. So she has this database where she can look up actors or models or what have you for the commercials that they do. And her sister kind of lets slip that she is sort of having second thoughts, but not really. just because Paul is so not her ideal person, and she's kind of bummed that she doesn't get like one last fling and stuff. So she details out like what her ideal guy would be, and the older sister, whose name I'm completely blanking on, Nikki, I think it's Nikki, she essentially types all of this into the database to find a fake boyfriend to take home for Christmas. But, you know, it's one of those, like, little cute romances that you know exactly where it's gonna lead to and things like that. It was perfect. It's my first Christmas book so far for the year. But that did give me a bingo for the Gilmore Girls Readathon. So I was able to mark off quite a few squares on the bingo board there, but I got the diagonal. So I've got a character that travels or stays in a hotel, no mention of cell phones, free space, a character that bakes or cooks, and a character drinks coffee. And I was close to a couple other bingos. But basically, I read 3 books that worked for the Gilmore Girls Readathon. It was The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, Lolita, and A Christmas Date. And then for the list of prompts, I got a book set in a small town, a book that features a mother-daughter relationship, a book set during fall or winter, and a book with a complicated love interest. So I didn't get a book a book by an Asian author or has Asian representation. I didn't bake anything or watch Gilmore Girls this weekend, and I didn't read a next book in a series. So there's that. I feel pretty good. I'm happy that I was able to get a bingo for Gilmore Girls Readathon. Shocker, I haven't read it anymore in Vasa in the Night, but I did start reading a book on my Kindle. This is the next book that Rainey and I are reading in the Sloane Krause Cozy Mystery series by Ellie Alexander. We are reading The Pint of No Return, which takes place during Oktoberfest in Leavenworth, Washington. So just started last night. I'm only 3 chapters in, but really looking forward to seeing where that goes. Other than that, we had lunch and a nice long visit with Sky's grandpa last night and his new girlfriend, fiance actually. It's really nice because we haven't seen him for about a year, and it was good that Maddie got to spend time with him and stuff. We were talking about his business and the future of it, and just kind of catching up and stuff, which was really great. Other than that, we watched The Good Dinosaur on Friday. Didn't have time for anything Saturday because we did end up watching My Neighbor's Kids again while she ran to Walmart. And that's about it. Today I applied a new mani of Color Street. And then we've just kind of been hanging out. So we're gonna get ready to leave here in about 40 minutes to drop Maddie off. And then we get him again on Thanksgiving. So sorry about that. Just a couple days in between this visit and our next visit with him, which is great. But I'm gonna go with, and then when we get back, I think Sky and I are going to put in a frozen pizza and watch some X-Files. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here because I'm not going to read anything more tonight. And we'll just pick it back up with next week and all of the family fun festivities and shenanigans. So as always, I would love to know what you read this week, what you got up to, and everything of that sort. So if you feel so inclined, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye.